Hi guys, welcome to this week's Lift Talky Bit. I hope you're all doing really well. So today I am in one of my favourite spots to come when I just want to be quiet and I just want to be left alone and I just want to spend some time with God. So I'm actually at the very front of church. So I'm just gonna sort of lift you up so you can just see. Look, I'm at the very front, I'm behind the high altar. And this is kind of my really quiet thinking spot. It's nice, it's close to a radiator. I can come here with my Bible and I can just sit on a beanbag and I can just be peaceful and quiet. And sometimes that's just really good, to just sit and be peaceful and quiet. And I really enjoy that. I really value that. This week's talky bit is all about a guy called Lazarus. Now, what I want you to be thinking about in the background whilst I'm talking is that King Jesus is powerful and can do absolutely anything. As a Christian, that is kind of the main thing that I believe. That Jesus is really just part of the creation, creating the universe. Now, Jesus had a friend with a really strange name. His name was Lazarus, as I've just said. But right now, his name isn't very important because he'd been dead for 4 days. They'd buried him in the usual way. They'd wrapped him in bandages, a bit like a mummy, and placed him in a cave and put a great big rock against the entrance. His sisters, Mary and Martha, were extremely upset. Imagine if you'd lost a brother or a sister or another close member of your family, someone you really loved and really thought the world of. Okay, they were absolutely inconsolable. And part of the reason that they were so upset was that they were sure that if Jesus had been there, he would have prayed for Lazarus, and Lazarus would have gotten better. They knew that Jesus was very powerful and that he could do wonderful things, but they didn't really understand how much power King Jesus and those who serve King Jesus really have. But they were about to find out. As I've said, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days, but even in death, he was about to have an encounter with the king. So Jesus rocks up 4 days after one of his best friends, Lazarus, has died. And one of the first people he meets is Martha. And she was waiting for Jesus. And when he arrived, she said, "Oh, Jesus, if you'd been here, my brother would not have died." You see, she already knew Jesus was powerful, but she didn't understand just how powerful. Then Jesus met Lazarus' other sister, Mary, and she was crying, and others wept for the death of Lazarus. And Jesus wept as well. "Take me to where he is buried," Jesus asked. They took him to the entrance to Lazarus' grave. Jesus asked for the rock to be taken away, and with a loud voice he prayed and commanded Lazarus to come out of the grave. Now, I've got to remind you, Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. But at the sound of Jesus' voice, Lazarus came back to life and he came out of his grave. Sometimes we know that King Jesus is very powerful, incredibly powerful, but we can forget just how powerful. And it's not just Jesus who does amazing things. The Bible says that those who follow King Jesus will also be able to do amazing things. They will pray for the sick and see them made well, and they'll do even bigger and greater things. So as I bring our talky bit for today to an end, I want you to not forget how powerful King Jesus really is. I hope you're having a great time at Lift. If you're not here, we are missing you. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, we are missing you, and it would be great to see you at Lift again. If you are watching this again on the YouTube channel, then that's fantastic and that's brilliant. And if you guys have got any questions, as always, if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you have any ideas, please, whilst me and Lou are visiting on a Thursday afternoon, please do ask us. And if you've got any jokes, I really need them. I desperately need them. So if you could please have jokes ready, that would be fantastic. Or if you could know a joke so I can write it down for the Lift sheet, that would be absolutely brilliant as well. So now I'm going to hand back to Mark. Mark?